Alright, my dog wanted to join you today. His name's Rambo. He wanted to come out and say hi. So, as you can see, we've made a lot of progress on the truck. We've removed the front clip, we've removed the doors, we've removed the bed, the back pop-out windows. Well, today's video, we're going to show you how to remove all the rear trim. We're going to probably get to the headliner on this video clip. We'll see how we are. We'll remove the back seat, the two side panels, the headliner, and cut out the rear glass. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of work to do today. We've got to get this thing ready, get it all stripped so we get the cab off tomorrow. So, talk to you guys on the inside. First step, you got a little push pin that you need to pull out. That's what it looks like. And that's my little panel tool. Just get that, pull that pin out. Then you have a 15mm bolt and a 15mm nut on the other side. Just going to put a crescent wrench on this side. Okay. And then we're going to fold the seat down. I've already removed the other side. And then it just lifts straight up. So in this panel right here, this is kind of one of those panels that sometimes it breaks, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really care, this is the donor truck, but let me show you how to take it out. You want to put your hand up here in the middle and pry down. Now there's 4 clips back here that you got to get some pressure behind to pull those down. But the only way you can access it is to put your hand up here and bend this in half. So let me show you here. You get a little bit better angle. So put my hand up here. Bend it down, okay, and then I want to get my hand behind the back side, like this. Just kind of pull it down, and go over here on this side. Okay, now you want to bend it in half, pull this side out, and then this side. Now, I got that completely out with no problems, even though it looks kind of hard to get out. None of these broke. None of the clips broke, none of the housing broke, and everything's good to go. This panel has to come out first, and then this one right here. Now this one's a little bit different. You got to pull the bottom out first, and then slide it up. Let me show you. So just start on the corner, grab a hold of it, pull it out, that, and then you want to go up. And now that's off. Now we weren't so fortunate on that one. We did break a couple of the clips away from the panel, but there's nothing wrong with the panel because they just basically came off. This one right here actually broke from the panel, but it can be plastic welded back on. If you don't know how to do that, just look at my videos under Plastic Welding 101. But these ones will snap back into place. This one here broke, this one did not, this one did not, this one did not, and that one did not. So for both this one and this one, we only had one tab that broke off. I'll pull it out and I'll show you here. All right, here we're gonna go. Kind of pull this up. These are kind of hard to get out sometimes. Let me grab some needle nose pliers. Now I got some needle nose pliers. I'm just gonna grab a hold of the clip. Just kind of pull it out. Okay. Now, what we're looking for, you see that little clip on there? We got to kind of squeeze that in. Hopefully you guys can see that there. Now, this we'll have to repair a little bit. Let me take you over here to the bench. Okay, so here it is. Basically what we got is there's a little piece of plastic inside here. That we're going to take that plastic and we're going to kind of pull it out with the pliers, and we'll just kind of pull this out. I'm not going to do it here because I have to bend this up, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. We'll just bend this up, pull this piece of plastic out, and then we'll just epoxy it to that other piece. Now this is the donor truck. I don't really care about it, but I want you guys to kind of see how you'd go about making the repair if you wanted to. You don't really need all these clips. As long as you have the 2 on the outside and 1 in the middle, you're fine. Anyway, just a little tidbit for you. Now we're ready to start on this bottom end and pull this interior panel off. So what we're going to start with first is we need to remove this little access plate. Just pop that out with a screwdriver. And down inside here is a Torx bit, so we have a T50. We're just going to zip that off. We're going to get that lined up. And I'll bust that off. And then there's also one up here on the top part. You guys can see that. And then this is already broke, but you just pull that tab back, and then you can release that off. Okay, so now we have a couple Phillips screws we need to remove. There's one right over here. Two right here. Now if you had also the cap on here, you'd have two more screws that come down here. This one's missing. So, and then you got one up here for the coat hanger. And then you have one more right behind that seat belt. Right here. That should have, everything should be removable at this point. So now we're going to pop the bottom part out. I can tell this has never been removed. It's on there pretty good. Okay, so that pulled out of the way. And this next part, you just pull it around the edge here, pull it back, pull straight. You don't have to use any paddle tools, just do this all by hand. Grab up there, pull back. And then put your seatbelt through. Alright, and then there you have it. There you have it. Now if you look, sorry, that's where the seatbelt, or no, seatbelt mounts right here. We're going to take that out, but this is where the 4x6 mounts. I've had a ton of questions. A lot of people have asked, how big can you go? Can you put a 6x9 back there? Can you put a deep speaker? My recommendation is to do a 4x6 component where it's a mid-range and a tweeter in a 4x6 location. That's what I have in my other Silverado, and I love it. That would be my recommendation. We have quite a bit of room here if you want to do an amplifier. Cut that out. Had a lot of people ask about how much room is in here. Looks like you got about 18 inches by about 12 inches to fit an amplifier in there, which we've done that before. We have quite a bit of room back here if you want to make a speaker box. You want to put like a couple 12s back there, or I've done as many as 4 12s in this area behind this back seat. Or you can use this for an amp rack, which I've done that as well. And I've actually fiberglassed 10-inch woofers right here in this panel. So there's a lot of options here for sound. You have a pretty deep speaker hole. You want to put like a 6x9 right here, you could do that. There's quite a bit of area and a big mass there. You could probably put a 6x9 right here, but if you're going to do a speaker up here, just do the 4x6 component. That's the best option. That's what I found works good. So anyway, hope that answers some of your guys' questions. I realized on that other side I didn't remove this piece, and I want to show you how to get it off because it's kind of important. So you have your ashtray that needs to come out, okay, and then there's two screws that go straight down. There's a screw there and a screw there, and it screws right into this plastic panel. But when you're popping this out, remember you got a clip right here. So take your pry tool and prop this up, and come over here and prop up right there. Because if you don't, you'll break that clip. I did that in this video. See how that one's not broke? And this one? So when you pry it off, make sure that you get right underneath here and go straight up, and then straight up from there. Then that'll come off, and then you have your two screws back here like we showed you in the other one. Just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. We want to show you guys how to remove this B pillar. Actually, we call this the A pillar. This would be the B pillar. The back one would be a C pillar. So this is the A pillar panel. I want to show you guys how to remove it. What you want to do is grab your little pry tool, get underneath it. There's 3 clips. You just want to kind of twist your pry tool. Don't really pry on it, just kind of twist it. That'll pop down. And you just kind of hold it and twist at the same time. Okay, and you want to just move that out of the way. Then you get back here. Oops, sorry about that. Get back here and then just kind of tug it, pull down, and then out, and then there you have it. Perfectly good. No broken. All your clips are still there. Everything's good to go. So that's how you remove that panel. It can be kind of confusing, but hopefully that helps. Alright, so there you have it. We finished up the interior. The only thing that's left on this is to pull the carpet, pull the dash, and do the headliner. Now we'll do the headliner on a separate video, just because I've had a lot of people ask about that as well. How do you get the headliner out? Well, the process of getting the headliner out is you have to take out everything that we just did. All the rear panels have to come off. The A-pillar trim has to come off. The seat belts have to come out. All that stuff has to come out. But the headliner is kind of a separate issue. You want to pull the sun visors down, the light, and then it has to slide out and it has to come out a certain way. So we'll show you that next week on next week's video. And then the other video we'll have will be removing the dash. The carpet, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you just pull it out, right? So we'll have one more video on removing the dash, one more video on removing the headliner, and then the next week after that we're going to pull the cab off. So we're actually filming all of this as one set. So I've been working on it for about 4 days, but it's kind of, we're splitting it up into different weeks just so that it's easier for everybody to kind of obtain it all. I know you guys may want me to release it all at once, but I just can't do that. With YouTube regulations, it's just better to just do it once a week. So these videos will come out once a week, so just kind of stay tuned for them. But we're actually filming this process. It took about 7 days, maybe 4. It took us about 5 days. By the time we get everything off, get the frame stripped down, we'll probably be on it 7 days to strip it completely. Now it's just me, and I have one helper. That's it. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Please rate, subscribe, and comment, and we'll talk to you later.